It is a tough one today, folks. Buford versus Alpharetta. Now, these are two towns that have a lot of similarities. They've got great schools, great shopping, and a high price tag. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski, and I am a team leader here in Northeast Metro Atlanta area. My team and I help people from all over the country relocate here to Georgia. Now, I have people reaching out all the time asking for more information on these two fabulous towns because they've heard me talk about how great they are, both here on my channel, or they've seen these towns come up while they're researching great places to live in Georgia. Let's put them head to head and figure out which one might be better for you and your family. Now let's start with Buford, which majority of it is located in Gwinnett County, and it kind of sits right on the edge of the suburbs before you start to get into the more hustle and bustle, busy Atlanta feel. Now, there's a tiny portion of that town that's also in Hall County, but most of it lies in Gwinnett, which is actually the second most populous county in Georgia with over 950,000 residents. Buford sits on the southern end of Lake Lanier, and it's very popular people who want to live on the lake but need to commute into the city. Now, it's cheaper than living directly in Atlanta, and it comes with a pretty easy commute, which makes it super popular to live in. Alpharetta is located in northern Fulton County, and it's 26 miles north of downtown Atlanta. This town has a population of just over 69,000 residents and definitely feels like an extension of Atlanta. You have all the luxuries of living in the big city, meaning a wide variety of stores, easier access to everything, more people, and more traffic. So since Alpharetta is even closer to Atlanta than Buford is, it's an even more popular place for those that work in the city but don't want to live right in it. If you watched any video on this channel and you've heard me talk about Buford before, you know that we've talked about Buford City Schools a lot. They are some of the greatest ranked schools in the state with incredible sports programs to boot. Another great thing about Buford City Schools is that it's public, but it's extremely difficult to find a home that would put you in the district because the demand is insane. You can, however, pay a $2,000 tuition every year to attend the schools, and if you meet the requirements to get on the wait list, it can be a little bit tricky. As of the time of filming this video, they are only allowing people to enter the school system if you're in kindergarten or if you're in 9th grade. So if you're in any of those other grades, too bad, so sad, they are full. Depending where in town you live, your kids in Buford can also attend Flowery Branch, Mountain View, Lanier, and Mill Creek. Buford isn't the only town with great schools though. Alpharetta also has very highly rated schools. Schools like Alpharetta High School, which is ranked the number 3 best public high school in the state on niche.com and on greatschools.com as of the timing of filming this video. They also have Chattahoochee High School, which has a ranking of 9 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Now, obviously, no matter if you live in Alpharetta or Buford, your kids can get a really great education. Now, something else these two towns both have in common is awesome shopping and activities. Buford has the Mall of Georgia. You've got every store that you can imagine around it. Target, Costco, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, a ton of everything. There's also tons of outdoor restaurants and different dining options in Buford. Now, the biggest difference between shopping in Alpharetta and Buford is that Alpharetta has a lot more high-scale stores and upper-end stores than what you're going to find in Buford. They have an awesome outdoor shopping center called Avalon, and that's where you're going to find stores like Chanel, Tesla, Peloton, and many, many more luxury brands. Buford has a lot of more of your everyday shopping, if you will, and Alpharetta has some really awesome upscale stores and restaurants. Of course, they have Target and all of those other stores as well, but you're going to find more of a mixed-use type developments in that area as well. They also have a really great one called Halcyon that has shopping, sit-down and counter service restaurants. There's also apartments there, and you have the Big Creek Greenway Trailhead, which is just next door. It's kind of like everything that you can need in one area. Halcyon and Avalon are like very, very popular locations for families to go to on the weekends. You can sit there, have a drink. There's lots of activities and spaces for kids to play games. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, and this is something that Buford does not have. So even though Buford has a massive mall and they recently have the new Top Golf and Andretti go-kart experience, I'm going to give this point to Alpharetta. Now, I talked about Top Golf, which is a hugely popular attraction around here, and Alpharetta actually has a Top Golf as well. The one in Buford is brand new and it just opened. And both towns also have a really great downtown area with more small businesses and restaurants. Both of these areas have awesome park and amenities. Despite the fact that these are bigger towns, you'll still find plenty of parks, playgrounds, walking trails, all the outdoor activities to keep you and your family busy. Now, Buford does have part of the town that sits on Lake Lanier, so that is a big bonus point for Buford. One of the biggest differences that you're going to notice between Buford and Alpharetta is the cost of homes. At the time of filming this video, there are 536 homes on the market in Buford, with a median sales price of $356,000. And since this is a median sales price, just know that you're have some houses that are very, very way over that number, and the houses that are under that number are maybe like really fixer-upper, that sort of thing. If you are looking for a house in Buford that you could immediately move into, you're definitely looking closer to the mid $400 price range, depending upon where in Buford you want to be. Obviously, with the school district being the biggest factor in what kind of property you're looking for. Now, when we look at Alpharetta, there are currently 744 homes listed for sale in Alpharetta with a median sales price of $525,000. That's obviously a significant difference. On bestplaces.net, where they use a scale of 100 to describe the overall cost of living in an area compared to the national average, the state of Georgia as a whole has a score of 93.5, which is below that of the national average of 100. So Buford is going to sit a little bit over that at 101. And Alpharetta has an overall ranking of 124.8, with home prices ranking a whopping 168. Alpharetta is the quintessential suburb of Atlanta. It's definitely much more expensive to live in, as you can see. And in that area, you're going to get all the perks of living in the city, but like I said, it also comes with those steep home prices as well. Buford is also considered a bigger city, but compared to Alpharetta is that much closer to Atlanta and more upscale, if you will. So if you want to maintain a little bit of distance between where you live and Atlanta, Buford might be a better choice. If you're going to commute to Atlanta, you want that bigger city feeling without fully committing to living in the city, Alpharetta is going to be a better choice for you. Both of these towns are excellent. They have great schools, great shopping, things like that. But they both have the negative drawbacks of being kind of like a bigger city feel, if that is considered a drawback to you. The biggest, though, of that bigger city feel is the cost and the traffic. You're going to run into traffic and a lot of it in both of these towns, but obviously that is something that you can get used to, especially if you're used to living in a bigger city. Me growing up in a really small town in South Georgia, I'm not used to this. These are both highly sought after towns, but one thing you have to keep in mind with both of them is that they are going to come with a hefty price tag. We've talked about that. We've beat that horse dead, but we just want to make sure that you know that those two towns have a little bit more of a higher cost of living. Everyone wants to be in these great areas because of the schools, but you're going to have a trade-off with that of having higher price homes in those areas. So, which of these two towns sounds like the one for you? Are you going for Buford, or are you more of an Alpharetta person? Let me know in the comments.